Sister Rivalry. Once upon a time, in the bustling city of Larkhaven, two sisters lived opposite lives. Amelia, the golden child, basked in the limelight of admiration and privilege. With her effortless charm and striking beauty, she was used to being the center of attention. Bethany, the quieter and more thoughtful sister, was often overlooked despite her kind-hearted nature. While Amelia thrived on the admiration of others, Bethany found contentment in the quiet joys of life, a meaningful conversation, a well-loved book, and the steady warmth of her husband, Daniel. Bethany and Daniel had built a life based on mutual respect and love. He admired her sincerity, her ability to see goodness in the world, even when it was harsh. But Amelia, ever used to getting her way, saw Daniel's devotion and felt a pang of envy. Was it admiration? Was it jealousy? Whatever it was, it festered, growing into something dangerous. At first, it was subtle. A comment here, a lingering gaze there. "Are you sure Bethany is happy?" Amelia would ask Daniel, her tone laced with artificial concern. "She seems distracted lately. Have you two been okay?" Her words planted seeds of doubt, ones Daniel tried to ignore. But Amelia was persistent, always finding the right moment to whisper a doubt, to feign understanding, in a way that made Bethany seem distant and cold by comparison. One evening, after a long and frustrating day, Daniel found himself alone with Amelia at a family gathering. The wine was flowing, and the air was thick with nostalgia and sentiment. "You deserve to be truly seen, Daniel," Amelia murmured, her fingers brushing his. "I see you. I always have." He should have pulled away. He should have walked out. But in that moment of weakness, something cracked. What followed was a storm of betrayal and heartbreak. When the truth came to light, Bethany stood in stunned silence, the pain radiating through her in waves. She had trusted them both. She had loved them both. And now she was alone. Amelia relished her victory. With Daniel by her side, she had won. Or so she thought. The first year was thrilling, filled with passion and excitement, but soon, cracks began to show. Daniel wasn't the same man anymore. The way he had once laughed with Bethany, the way he had admired her kindness, none of that remained. With Amelia, there was only expectation and exhaustion. She was demanding, relentless in her need for affirmation, and Daniel found himself suffocating. Their love, if it had ever been love at all, turned bitter. Meanwhile, Bethany had quietly rebuilt her world. Through therapy and self-discovery, she found herself again. The woman who had once been overshadowed by her sister now stood tall in her own light. And in that light, Gregory Harrington found her. A man of quiet strength and unwavering devotion, Gregory was everything Amelia had pretended to be. Charming, generous, and truly kind. He saw Bethany's resilience and fell for her, not despite her past, but because of it. Bethany and Gregory met at a charity event where she had been invited by a friend. She had hesitated at first, unsure if she was ready for the world of social gatherings again, but she had promised herself she would take chances. Gregory had introduced himself with a warm smile, and their conversation had flowed effortlessly. Unlike Daniel, who had once been drawn to her quiet nature, only to later be swayed by Amelia's allure, Gregory admired Bethany for who she was, without comparison to anyone else. Over time, Gregory became a constant presence in her life. He would take her to art galleries, where they would discuss paintings for hours, or on quiet walks in the park, where she felt safe in his company. "You have this way of making the world seem brighter," he had told her once, and for the first time in years, Bethany believed it. Amelia noticed, and Amelia wanted. At a grand gala, where the city's elite gathered, Amelia made her move. With her signature smile and effortless grace, she approached Gregory. "I must say, Bethany is lucky to have you," she purred, lightly touching his arm. "But surely, a man like you appreciates variety." Gregory met her gaze with unwavering steadiness. "Bethany is the strongest, most incredible woman I've ever known," he said simply. "I have no need for variety." For the first time in her life, Amelia was left without words. She had expected her charm to work, as it always had. But Gregory saw through her. He saw who she truly was. And for the first time, Amelia felt small. The months leading up to Bethany and Gregory's wedding were filled with joy and anticipation. Bethany had never imagined she would find love again. But here she was, standing in a bridal boutique, trying on dresses while her closest friends admired her glow. "You look stunning," her friend Elise said, adjusting the veil. "Gregory is going to lose his mind when he sees you." Bethany smiled, feeling a warmth she hadn't in years. "I never thought I'd have this again. Real love." Elise squeezed her hand. "You deserve it." When the wedding day arrived, it was a true celebration of love and second chances. The hall was adorned with golden lights, the air filled with laughter and music. Bethany, radiant in her happiness, moved through the crowd with a grace that came not from seeking approval, but from knowing her worth. Amelia watched from the back, silent, invisible in a way she had never been before. She had won Daniel, but in the end, she had lost something far greater. As Bethany and Gregory danced, locked in a quiet moment of bliss, Amelia turned and walked away, the echoes of her choices following her into the night. Bethany had found her happiness not through revenge, not through proving anything to Amelia, but by simply choosing herself. And that, in the end, was the greatest victory of all.